Guys, welcome to another tech repair video. Today we're going to repair left and right Joy-Con sticks and also the LED indicators. So for this video tutorial, you're going to need a tri-pronged screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, and then for the replacement parts, you will need some Hall effect joysticks for the Joy-Con or any type of joystick, and a replacement for the LED indicators. So I will link the Amazon links below for these parts, but you can just find any of these in general for the Switch 1.
Right. So once you're ready to get started, the first step is you want to make sure it's completely powered off, just because you're going to be eventually removing the battery. So yeah, let's just take a look inside and see what's going on. Um, you're going to want to take your guitar pick or use whatever you're using to get inside. Just drag around the edges like so, and try to get it open. Just going to kind of gently use my fingernails to get in, and then yeah, so there should be no light indicator or anything, um, just to ensure that nothing's powered on. So yeah, you're going to be very gentle when you're opening it, kind of open it laterally like this. And yeah, so you don't want to damage these ribbon cables. So the first step is going to be removing the battery here. If you look closely, you can see there's a red and black wire plugged in right here. So you're going to want to get that out. So I'm going to work on doing that then. And then after that, you're going to remove this battery out. All right, so we're moving with the tweezers. Be very gentle. Right. So I removed this here for the battery. Once that is out, you're able to go ahead and use your guitar pick to get this battery out. Um, it might require a bit to get out because usually there's some adhesive inside. So, all right, so now that the battery's removed, set it to the side. After that step, you want to use your Phillips head screwdriver, and for the left Joy-Con, you're going to want to remove this screw, and this screw. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to use a smaller screwdriver for this.
So upon opening the Joy-Con the whole way and seeing this left stick in the back panel behind it, I found out that this bump here that you can see, it's kind of just bad news in terms of um, doing a manual repair. So I decided to go with a um, replacement. I did try doing a method where you put a small cardboard slab in the back, but no results and still no clicking. So yeah, I'll move on with the replacement. Okay, so now we're going to move on to replacing this left stick. So I ordered this replacement off Amazon. Um, Pretty simple. It's also a Hall effect, which means that it's supposed to be not prone to drifting. So let's do a quick unboxing of this. Um, so you can see we have two sticks and they appear to be identical. Take a look. So, I mean, I'm assuming this would be the left if it were to be one. But, yeah, you have clicking and ability to turn. So, okay, so now that we have this part, we're going to first remove this ribbon cable that's obstructing it a little bit. So remember to be very careful with this. Have my tweezers. So you're just going to flick this tab up right here. Once that's up, I'm going to slide this cable out. Then this one's going to come out.
So once that's removed, you're going to get to unscrewing the old stick. So there's a screw here. Actually, first we're going to remove this ribbon cable right here that goes into the stick. And that's the same one that's seen on this one on the back. And as you can see, there's also none of that bending on the back of this one. Okay, so we're going to flip this up and then remove that cable. Still be cautious about this ribbon cable that connects to the ZR. Um, okay, so then you have two screws, your Phillips head screwdriver. Just to quickly remove these. This is number one. And make sure you keep these screws as well. Alright, so once that's removed, you have the bare stick. And this one's a pretty bad shape to wear, so probably just going to be junk, but I'll just set it aside. Alright, so now we have our new stick. We're just going to put that right in. And then this right bumper tends to come out at times. So lift this up, move this around. There we go. And this will just drop in. So once that is inside, you kind of have to squeeze it through. Yeah, I'm just going to replace these screws then. That's the first step. Second one. The second one. Just gonna place it like so. And then you have to sneak this one under the right stick or the right trigger. So I'm gonna take this one back, kind of sneak it in there. Looks like we can. We'll see. Yeah, so it looks like we're able to get that in there. And then so flip that back down. And then hopefully that bend doesn't cause an issue. If not, we obviously have the other part. Flip this back up and reinsert the ribbon cable. So that's good. Put this back up. There we go. So that is the um, stick replacement.
While putting these back together, I saw that the LED indicators were not functioning, so I'm going to fix that in the meantime. So I'm going to open them back up and see what's going on. So to be clear, there should be, I'm going to look at just this side for now, the right side, and stand the other side up. So I'm kind of looking at if it's related to these ribbons. It looks like when I take this left ribbon in, I get some fluctuation. Okay, so after trying to reseat um, the left indicator bar, I was having a lot of issues, and there was a pretty harsh bend inside of this ribbon cable connecting the LED indicators back to the board. So eventually it ended up breaking, so I also ordered the replacement part for that. Right. So now that is done, I'm gonna start looking at this left housing.
So remove these two screws. And you're able to see this board right here. And then I have the replacement part for this that also came in. We have two of them right here. So so here's the replacement parts um, for those, and I think they just go right in. It looks like they're not exact mirrors, so I'm gonna pay attention to which one is the correct one. So the one with one on the left, two on the right, and then this sticking downward is the exact replacement. All right. So once you have that, just going to place this inside of the housing. That's really fine. That's really good. Put it in like so. And then this is a downward facing ribbon cable, so you want to find that. I'm just making sure that this is in securely, so I'm gonna pull here and then back. Looks a lot better. So next step, I'll put this back cover back on and then replace these screws. So again, you have 3 Phillips head screws. Alright, so now you're gonna put this battery connector back in. Okay, connector is in. So next step is just gonna be making sure this ribbon cable doesn't get kind of crunched by any other components, but okay. So place the housing back on. And then listen for some clicks. As you can see, we have a completely new left stick, and it clicks downward. And the LED indicator is also functional. So looks like we did it successfully. We'll see if this left stick also works. But it's time to screw these screws back in. Alright, so I have my Nintendo Switch here, and we're going to um, boot it up, see if this left stick is working a little better. Okay, so now that we have a fully functional left Joy-Con, we're going to do our repair on this right Joy-Con. So to get started, it's the same process. We're going to remove the 4 back screws from the back of our Joy-Con using the tri-prong screwdriver. Okay. So once those are removed, we're going to move on to taking this back casing off. I prefer to use my fingernail for this, so I'm going to do that.
So once you've done that, carefully move to the other side. Again, this is another problematic type thing, but it's functioning fine for now, so I'm not going to worry about it. We have two connectors in here that we have to be concerned about, but the first step is going to be removing this battery. So go into the connector and go ahead and remove it. It's very fragile, so be careful. So once that is removed, we're able to move on to the battery. So just gonna go ahead and flip it up. Roll it out. Okay, so again, be very careful when you're following those steps. Once that is removed, you're good to just take the battery out. So flip it up. Okay, so I zoomed in quite a bit, but just trying to get in and remove this battery. Yeah, so it's actually taped down in there. Um, it's a little bit tough to get out. Okay, so finally got that out. Um, there was kind of stuck pretty good on there right here, so doesn't look like we caused any visible damage. And then again, there's this piece here that you're gonna have to put back in the same spot um, after the repair is complete. But after that is done, you're completely in. Once that is done, you have looks like one, two, three screws to remove to get this plate off. And you can also see that bump right here, which is an indicator that you need a replacement. So let's move in with your build head. This needs to be up. Okay, so let's do this. Go ahead and remove it. And then you also want to be very careful with these ribbon cables. Okay. So, yep, and that bumper came out. But yeah, so once that is done, you're kind of in to access um, the Joy-Con right here. Um, so yeah, take your replacement part, which I have right here. Take it out. All right, so it's identical to the other part. And what your first step is going to be is, it looks like it's going to be actually a little bit easier than the other side in terms of the just the stick replacement. So there's um, one tab back here, a ribbon cable that connects to it, that you're going to want to remove. I'll zoom in on it even further. So we're looking at this tab right here, the black tab. So flip this up, and then remove the cable. Again, you don't have to worry about damaging this. This is just your old Joy-Con. Take your Phillips head, remove these two screws, but make sure you keep them. So once those are out, you're going to remove the entire piece. All right, zoom back out. Yeah, so these are removed. Then be careful to keep this film intact. Honestly, not too certain what the function of this is. But yeah, make sure you keep that there. Okay, so I'm going to start with inserting this ribbon. This is the new part. Get that cable all the way in, and then press the stick the whole way through. And then you can flip that back down. Again, you have to be very careful with this ribbon cable right here. You see how harshly it's bending? It can cause a lot of issues and need the replacement. So I'm just gonna put that back in where the screws are. That's pretty good. And then kind of have to um, lift this up while you're screwing this back in, just because
of the stick. You can't make the stick contact your surface that you're working with. So I'm going to take your Phillips head screw, place that in there like so, and then screw that back in. And then take your other screw, put it back on. I don't know if camera there for a second, but screw this other one back in. And then check the front to make sure everything looks okay. Looks right. And then have that click. So everything's in there okay. Alright, so now that is done, going to put that back casing on the way it was. So now you're going to flip this back. And then put those 3 screws back in. Okay, now those screws back in. Last one. So let's all those back in, ensure that this wire's in properly. Right now, we just put this battery back in and then put this connector back, I guess for the sensor, the motion sensor. Let's put this back. And then put the battery in first. Place the batteries in. And now the connector can also go in. So it is an asymmetric fit, so you don't have to worry about putting it in the wrong spot, which is nice. Just slide that back in place. Control in. Okay, so once that is clipped back in, you're good to put those back screws back in. Yeah. Right. Let's put these back screws back in. Then you need your tri-prong screwdriver. To insert these screws. Okay. It's back together. LEDs are working. Sign that we're getting power at least. So we're going to run a test on the Nintendo Switch now and make sure both these controllers are operating fine. Okay, so we have the full setup. Both Joy-Cons on the Switch. So first we're just going to test responses. So looks like it is working. Gonna go into settings and calibrate the sticks. So we're gonna go to controllers and sensors and down to calibrate control sticks. And you can see it's still not centered, so we're gonna press X to recalibrate. Move to the right, move down, move left, and up.
So now right in the middle. So yeah, it looks like these sticks are working great. And then we'll also double check all of our buttons. So let's test input devices, test controller buttons. So it's going to be left stick, right stick, left bumper, right bumper, left trigger, right, left, up, down. Screenshot. Okay, I took a screenshot. And then Y, A, X, B. So that's all the buttons functioning. Right, thank you guys for watching. It's nice to be able to do this repair some old controllers of mine. It was pretty cool because these controllers have been broken for quite some time, and I just eventually decided to get new ones. So it was cool to be able to have another pair for personal use. And yeah, it was very simple, no real soldering or anything like that, so it wasn't very involved. Just like a simple replacement parts adjustment. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and have a great rest of your day.